Hello, welcome you all. My name is Suman from Uplatz. So the module we're discussing about sixth module about statistical analysis and exploratory data analysis. Then we will move ahead with the data cleaning and data manipulations. So in the statistics, what we learned so far in the previous session, like we started previous session, this module, and we understand about what is statistics actually generally, because statistics is we can't say programming language, we can't say non-academic IT skill. It's a simple academical skill only we learn from the uh, education level, like mathematics, statistics for everyone. But how this is part of AI field? So data is there. So when data is there, there should be a requirement for looking the data in a descriptive, and you have to further move ahead with the forecasting and predictions. So that is the reason statistics is the main backbone, and it's a prerequisite skills. But I'll just provide along with Python, so additional Python, sorry, R language, additional with R language, so that skills will be better, make sense for the career. Now, what we learned in the previous module, I'll just open the notebook. We started with what is basic statistics, okay, and what are the components which are statistics tools. So the main goal of statistics is to collect, analyze, and interpret and present. Okay. So numerical data, it's one we can say masses of any data in a numerical way. That's better. Okay. Data better. So statistics also branch of mathematics. Similar way, we can say mathematics also we know it. But when it comes to mathematics, plenty of branches are there. Like geometry is there, calculus is there, algebra is there. But statistics, a category of main goal is to collect the data, and we have to do it for analysis. We have to understand, we have to explore, we have to present. So that's the main role of statistics. And we started with the very basics, like what is before that terminology is important to understand. So I just gone through terminology, what terminology we generally face, and not only relevant, but in books, in videos, in training, and some articles, or somewhere on the location. So where these kind of words will be most, you will get it. So the first thing we should understand in the statistics, population. Population here indicate what? Whatever we want to understand about the data, about the persons. In the person cases, we can say population, but in other cases also we can say population. Like take it a simple example. We want to understand what Indians most like. Here, Indians is a simple word, but it contains population, because it's not, we can't take one person or few persons, right? So India contains all these states, but all these states contain different people, but what sort of products they like it most. Okay. Maybe one not product, maybe one or two or three or four. So that's Indians itself is population. Oh, and if you typically take not Indians, just school students, what school students might be interested, or which movie they interested. Let's say today or maybe in this 1 week, 5 movies or something released. But what students might people of students they might interested, or family might be interested, or kids might be interested. So that is what population. But a sample indicate representative sample we are taking across total population. Because population, we can't go to each and every person and collect the data. One thing, of course, we can do it, but it's a time-taking process. At the same time, economically challenging. So companies won't do such kind of things. Then what is the rest of the option they have? Collect a sample and go ahead with based on the sample, we have to inference, make sure to inference on the population. So that's the main thing. But other things also we have to know it while this words coming into picture. Parameter indicate population related characteristics. Okay. Numerical description, and statistics indicate sample related. Okay. Two branches which I explained, descriptive and inferential. So descriptive refers to the summarize the data whatever we collected. Inferential represents to conclusion about the population based on the sample we have. Okay, so these are the main things we have to understand first. Then we entered into descriptive statistics and similar way inferential statistics. But before that, we need some basics like variables. Here, variables indicate what? Columns in our sense, or it might be some data which contains different kind of properties. So I explained here what is nominal and ordinal and interval and ratio. I explained even the differences between each along with certain real life example. Okay, and normally indicate simply name. But other than this one, other than that we won't have. We don't give it any other things. Take it as a other value or ordinal. So ordinal contains order is also matter along with name. Interval. Interval is mostly we have to provide categorical and numerical data. So first thing we should understand what is categorical, what is numerical. Then we will move ahead with understanding about categorical, nominal, and ordinal, whereas numerical comes under that interval and ratio. So these are the main components you have to understand. What is categorical? What is nominal? What is categorical? What is numerical? I will tell a simple example like colors are there. Simple color names. Those are categorical because each color is a simple one category. So blue is one category, and red is one category, and white is one category, and green is one category. Then what is numerical? Numerical indicate numerical value. For example, you can take ages of people. You can take prices of the houses in a real estate, or you can take our savings balance in our bank account. These are numerical because it's indicate numerically, and we can able to understand who is better, who is having more, who is having less. Okay. Now categorically indicate, so blue is better, red is great, and the white is average, and green is not good. We can't say like that, but those are just categories, nothing else. Okay. But sometimes categories also ordinal. Okay. Let's take it, simple way of social media data is there. It's indicate four different categories. One is you are disliking the comment. Second person is moderately liking. Third person is, agreed. Okay, fine. And fourth person is strongly agreed. Now these are also categorical, but they should have order. Why order matters? So I can't say, strongly agree person is also equal to, disagree person. Disagree is different. Strongly agree is different. And moderately agree is different. And, averagely agreed is different. So in that cases, even categories are there, but order is also matter. Okay. When it comes to interval and ratio, there are two typical cases are there. Interval, ratio is contains all the global variables like booleans and all those things. But whereas interval indicate true zero is a concept. Okay? So true zero or difference. These are the main concept differences between ordinal and sorry ratio and internal of numerical. Okay? So for that I will explain. I have been explaining already the last session. Like nominal male and female nominal, yes. Blood groups are nominal, yes. So we can't go, like negative, O negative is there, that is okay, that's not finding, and very rare, and B negative rare, per compare with A, B more, that's okay, but that's not about, great or worst or order. It's not an order. It's just how many candidates. So that is different. How many people are there, something like that. So, so that we can also name it as a categorical data and nominal data. Male, female. So we know it is gender, male, female, and that is also categorical. Religions, Hindu, Muslim. Okay. So here we don't adding any other stuff, just name. So that is the reason it's a nominal. Colors, which I explained, colors also nominal. Now, one more thing is categorical subcategory is there, dichotomous. Okay. Take it as a true false. Okay, true false are categorical, but I can't go to more than that two, like either true or false. Male, female, that is also true. And if you take in, a person will be come or not. So that is also dichotomous because person will be come to some event like birthday or maybe marriage or something. So that is also dichotomous. So that is one subcategory we can say in the nominal say way. But when you go to ordinal, like I explain ordinal, like ranks, definitely we can say first rank is better than second rank, greater or better. So that is the reason order matters. And the ranks also, we can't say good equal to best. So good is not, best is better. And similar way, I give it other examples like severe pain versus no pain and all those things. Degrees also we know it. Degrees also look like, on name only indicate, but we can't say, master degree is, undergraduate degree. Same. So that is our, intention to understand first. Okay. The similar way, if you go to numerical, so the main goal is to, doubling is not meaningful in the interval and absence of an absolute zero. Okay. So this is what, absence of absolute zero indicate. For example, you can take a Celsius scale. So 40 degrees Celsius and 50 Celsius. Okay. So it's the same as between 20 and 30. Okay. But the difference only difference, but we can't say 0 degrees Celsius or something. Okay. So zero, absolute zero means it's not not existed. That is not the thing. The zero indicator is also existed. That's a problem. Okay. And here meaningful difference and these values. And here ratio. So ratio, there is an absolute zero value. Okay. Entry, and we can say this is Kelvin scale, same temperature. Here, what happened? Celsius, okay, Celsius scale or Kelvin scale. These are scales only. Like they are explaining relevant with scales of measure. Okay, but we can't say something like order. For example, you can take 100K is twice as hot as 50K. So the difference between values is also meaningful here, but they are not. Okay, height and weight. We know it height and weight related to people or maybe related to some animals. You can take it anyway. So that's also. So now we understand about the data as a normal, general, as a theoretical perspective. But how can I, understand what is other things we have to focus on statistical concept. So here we are getting into more towards the statistical analysis. So here we are further we are looking and the central tendency. There is important concept called central tendency. So what is central tendency? Like central tendency indicate a simple value and which will explain uh, something like the values which mainly gives us center of the data. Okay. So what is center of the data and how we can make sure to understand in general. Take it as simple example like students marks are there and they are released. Okay. But if you look at in a paper like newspaper or any other web portal, or we can take in general as a news presenter like media or websites or something. So they are giving like across state 70% people are getting the passed. Passed in the sense like they are getting passed, but only 30% failed. What is the 30% and 70%? Okay, and they might say average percentage, like a percentage of marks they are getting into 70%. That's also, for example, typically you can take MSET score something. So everybody is writing some engineering or medicine or something. Right now, medicine might be different, but if you take it typically, they are giving all the people are doing very well. It's not all the people. It's about compare with previous historical data. So they are comparing with right now data. For example, you can take simply our COVID Corona period, especially. So during that time, we don't have much classes are there. So some of the online classes are sessions are there, but irregular person who are writing well, so they will get just 40% marks maybe at that time. Okay, but when it comes to right now, maybe 70 or 80 marks they will get. Now I would say this is better rather than 40%. But here what happened? There are plenty of people are there, plenty of for example, lakhs of people are attempting. You are not, you are not telling lakhs of people each individual, but we are telling center of the data. Okay, center of the data. That is what average. Simply average. We are telling average 70% marks. So that's indicate what a central tendency, because we are not going into lakhs of people. We are not going into, in the sense we have been gone already. We got the data, and but they will each individual, if you want to take it, somebody may be failed, somebody may be absent, somebody might be 99 he got it, somebody may be average will get 65 marks. Now the question comes to here is across total I want to look at. I don't want to we don't want to look at in general like separate individual, but across total government want to know, so that government can explain, okay, we are doing very well or something. Or maybe they might educational educational ministries or educational related associated persons, they might say, compare with early COVID related patients, COVID related during that time. So right now we are incremented. Okay, incremented, and right now is we are getting into better academical academical information we are getting. So that is also possible, right? So like that, going with descriptive statistics, and we are explaining about further uh, related to central tendency. So central tendency here indicate main mean of the internal value of the data, but we have to further categorize Mm, further categories, further categories of things, that is called mean, median, mode. Okay. Mean, median, mode. These are the main things. So mean, median, mode, we are taking, that's fine. At the same time, what is mean, what is mode, and what is median? We have to know it. So median is nothing but average. In general, we can say average, and mode is nothing but uh, mode is nothing but mostly repeatable entity or most repeatable values. Okay. Okay. So mean, median, and mode most repeatable entity, and median indicate what is the middle value. So that is also there. But every context is different, and we have to understand in a simple way, and we have to know it, the values which we want to find it. Okay. So that's about, similar way, and variance standard deviation is also there. Range interquartile is also there, and we have to know it, typically take it any data frame or something, and we can also explain that, variance and standard deviations along with, different contexts of values. Okay. Now I'll just to further move ahead and, give it some real world data sets, and something I want to explain in our studio. I'll just open our studio here. Okay. Now we can take any simple example, like I'm taking into salaries of few people. I want to take it. Let's take it any simple example. Uh, the first thing I want to say for something like 50,000 one person, and other person may be 34,000 and 67,000 and 56,000, and maybe other person 99,000. Other person might be the same value like 34,000. Duplicate also we can mention. Now here I'm giving few people like six people salaries. Okay. Now six people salaries is there. We are creating into some data, some vector called salaries. But a person want to look at an average. So what we are going with these values. So if we want to calculate here mean. Okay. So for calculate mean, have to calculate simply. I have to, make sure to create mean salary, and here I have to take simply mean. So mean is available, and salary I have to take it, and it will store into mean salary. Now what is mean salary? Let's look at. So once we go ahead and we got the value, so 56,000, right? So that is the thing we can say average change. Okay. Now the question comes to here is, okay, few people are, mostly you can look at they are near distance to 56 or 55 you can consider. So some of them are low, some of them are high, but that's not matter. Here 56 number is also not there, because this is indicate total across total average. Okay. So this is fine. A question comes to here is one person is increased 199. Now what happened? Let's say 199 and important income 134. Now when I just go to mean salary, if I calculate and when I go to mean salary, so now you can say where is 56,000, where is 90,000. So it changes a lot, 40,000 extra, right? Because person salary or obviously different person salary increase. So that values also increased gradually. Now take it other way. For example, this person is 4,000, this person is 9,000, this person is just 5,000. I'm taking this account. Now let's go ahead and calculate same mean, and you can calculate mean. Now this time we are getting very 28,000 because salary is decreasing for the people. Now this is the decision making, okay? So across total 6 people we are considering and salaries, but as a population wise, we will treat as per their, either company related or you can take it as any other, relevant context, world data, okay? But this is hypothetically, I give it some synthetic data of some employees in rupees, in Indian rupees, I'm giving just simple. But we are getting into calculating mean and we can able to understand clear way what this indicate, our values. Now, when it comes to median, so first median, it will create it, it will go ahead with gives us uh, same way median, you can type it. And when I ask salaries, let's look at what salary we will get it. 21,500 we got it. So that is also not there, but the problem is here, we do have 6, okay? So when we have 6, we don't have, orderly values, okay? When do have 7 values, let's say understand 7, some person I want to increase something like 2,000. This time I'll just try it. I just want to find it median. This time we got 34,000 that is existed, but early 21,500 it's not existed. Why? Because during that time 6 is there. So to find middle value, we don't have 6. Okay. So we don't have middle one value. But second time I give it 7. So 3, if you just give it a first to, orderly, like lowest next, and goes on till highest. Now in that cases, we are getting into, one center value. So that is the reason we got 3,400 here, 34,000 here. Okay. So that is value we are making. But let's sort it here, and decreasing is also there and increasing. Let's salary, salary sorting. Okay. So increasing is there. Now you can see if you observe typically this 3 and this 3. So what middle comes, that is called median. So that's why we are getting here the median. Now change it here, previous value without 62,000. And when I just calculate median, and why we got it here, when I just sort it. So the values we are getting here, these 3 is there, and here these 3 is there, 6 is there. Now what are these 2 is also median, right? So these 2 is also median. So let's make it here simply copy paste and just add it and just close it with the parenthesis, this value and this value, and by 2 you can write it because these are the 2 numbers. So that is what 21,000, this is this salary. Okay. So that is what median. Okay, when you have odd number count and when you have even number count. So that's about mean, median, mode. What is mode? Mode is nothing but most repeatable entity. Okay. Now we can take any other values like instead of this value, I'll just want to take categorical data and we'll make sure to understand what is mode. Mode is we don't have direct function, but we do have apply. So if I go to mode, is there, but when I go to apply salaries, what happened? Let's see. So we got numeric, but we didn't get mode value, right? So the thing indicate, mode indicate it's a numerical values or it's a categorical values. So those are only provided in our language. Okay. In our perspective, mode is not directly available. So we have to further calculate with function. Okay. Now how to calculate? For example, you can take typical example. So I'm going into a couple of persons and I'm asking, can you tell me your favorite sports? Okay. Some favorite sports they are telling. So we know it as most of the people in India, they will tell cricket, right? Cricket, okay, fine. But plenty of people, other things also there, like football and other people's also there. They might tell similar by cricket. And you might say other people like this way. Okay, so here I'm giving further values like same cricket. Okay, let's try it here further. Okay, badminton. Badminton. Some people are there likes badminton. Some people might be still football, and some people might be other like similar way cricket. Okay, I'm giving couple of values. First person is telling cricket his favorite sport. Second person football he's telling. Third person cricket, and fourth person badminton and football and category. The cricket. Now this is very few people I give to understand six people, but in real cases we'll get plenty of data. But in the to understanding, we'll just move ahead here. Mode I want to calculate. So for calculating mode here, so this mode I just want to calculate. So storage mode, this is different, but let's try it here. Function create, that is different. So mode I'm giving here, and here I just want to create one function. So I'll just give it here x. Okay. And after x, you have to apply parenthesis like curly braces. And here I want to take unique x. Just a minute, unique x, you cannot take it. Okay, so I just want to create here unique and x, let's say take it here, this value. And here we do have unique function is there. So the shortcut issue we are getting here. I think shortcut issue, I'll just top it here. This value. That's about system issue, don't worry. Okay, okay. I'm just typing unique. But what unique I want to file calculate x. X is indicate function x. Okay. And here I want to create one more table here, tab. And in this cases, I want to give it a tablet. And this tablet, I want to find out what, relevant with values like x comma unique x match. So we have to give it x comma and match, and let's give it x. Okay, match x. Sorry, match function tablet. Okay, that's fine. Remove it here, and match I want to find it, and here I want to provide x comma and this unique x comma unique x. Okay, so these things I provided here. Now let's take it to unique x similar way. Unique x here after this, and just assign that value which is mainly maximum of tab. Okay, so maximum of top, but we have to give it a square brackets, tab equal to maximum of tab. So in this cases, I want to give it here x of okay, tab double equal to max of x. Okay, tab double equal to max of unique x. Tab, you can say, sorry, tab only, tab, the same tab whatever we created, but this should be taken into what, for the unique x. So instead of storing here, I'm giving simply here copy paste, change it here, copy paste. Now it has been created here simple function. Okay, so which indicate mode. Let's try it here, mode one. That's the problem. Still pending. Okay. Common access point. Early basis, okay, fine. X we are taking unique X, okay, fine. And I want to calculate tablet, match X comma unique X. That's also fine. Unique X, okay. As my file. Spelling is simple. Attempt to use non-zero length variable name. That puts fine. Okay. I've created because of space issue or something. That's fine. Now I want to calculate of what favorite sports. So favorite sports I give it, but for that I want to take a mode. So this mode one, right? mode only. Now for this, I just want to calculate mode so that it has to be gives us most favorable sports. Now provide here favorite sports. We got cricket. So why we are getting cricket? So out of 6 people, 2 people are interested 3 people are interested cricket, but rest of the people are football or football. Even 2 people are there, but crossed out cricket because of 3 people, and one person might say badminton. That's fine. Okay. So this is what mode. So that what is the utilization here? Okay, we are calculating, but the question is where that where is most favorable, so that government or so that other institutions, or so that those will be most preference we will give it rather than second and third. Okay. Typically you can take simple example like small kirana store is there. So they are selling products, but they can't take products, every product into equal count. They will take such products more, more values, uh, more counts where compare with rest of the world. I'm taking simple retail, but they have to go and pick up from the wholesale, and they have to sell the products, right? That's fine. And they are selling. Suddenly, a person take most of the products related to like devotional, devotional in the sense coconut is there, like and you can take some flowers related to relevant with God who are submitting, and you can take it as those things, right? So why they are giving those things? Why they are taking those most of the products? The answer is simple, like they are the retail stores, but across their retail stores in their street, in their area, most of the temples are present. Okay. For example, surrounding their area, maybe there are 4 temples are presented. Some Hanuman temple is there, some Venkateshwara temple is there, and some Ganesh temple is there. Okay. Now, what is his goal is? So his goal is looking for the most repeatable, relevant with temple related products rather than gender related products. Okay. So that he will benefit, he will gain advantage, right? So that is the case of simple example, but it makes sense for their profit and all those things. Now variance, what is variance? Like I explained, variance is similar way of taking a distance. Now anyhow we have salary, you can apply variance here. So variance of salaries I can apply. I just ask it variance. Now, what we got it here, if we look at here, our salaries information. Just salaries, you can type it otherwise. Okay. So now why we are getting thus that much amount of variance? Variance here indicate squared deviations from the mean. Okay. So here variance indicate squared deviation from the mean. So that is the reason we got this much. Now similar way, we just try it for standard deviation. Okay. So for standard deviations, they are giving another concept called SD. Okay. So let's just try it here. Take it SD, standard deviations, shortcut, and you can take it salary. Now this will be perfect. Okay. Why? Because compare with mean, this is the average distance all people. Now what is average central tendency? That's only central tendency it's giving, right? Mean. This value. Mean we are getting on top of salaries, we are getting, that's fine. but compare with mean how these people are differences, okay, varied or dispersed, okay. So that's the main thing for this value. And this is also same thing, but it's a squared deviations. Why? Because some of the people might be less, some of the people might be more, okay. Now in this cases, what we got it here, this value indicates people are less and most relevant with me. For example, you can take this person. So almost you can take 26,000, 28,000. So almost nearby 50,000, right? And you can take like 50,000, 52,000, but nearby we can say. And this person might be 20 plus 26. So, but this person 34, and this person you can see more than, and this person we can see less, okay. So less than this value and less than this value, less than. So here value indicate it's nothing but spared deviations from the mean, okay. So that's indicate most values in the mean value we can able to see it, so that how these values will be better make sense for the data, so that we can able to understand and we can able to get that individual values into each separate values, okay. So that's the main thing. So it's nothing but we are looking at values and we are taking that values in respect of the values, so that it will explain here. I think doing something issues. I'll go ahead here. Similar steps. So first is a favorite sports which we know it, and to calculate favorite sports, I give it here. Okay, double equal to this there. So you can also find out the mean differences. Is there any mistake? So the mistake is not double equal to space. Is this space on? And this also, I think. Yes. So the problem here, it's not space, but if you look at here, there are two icons we got it, this value. Okay. So this works fine. So I just run it perfectly. But why this is getting issue? So if I go to here, so why we are getting this issue? That because of these two. These two. Just go ahead and just run it. So same way you will get it. Now you can just find out main mode, and this cricket we got it, which I explained. So mean median mode, and I'll just go to variance here. I want to explain variance. Various extra salaries currently I'm looking. So this explains standard variance, compare with what mean. Okay, so compare with mean how they are varied. So compare with mean how they are varied in the sense like how the values are varied. Compare with that mean. Okay, so that is the main mechanism, but it's a square deviations. Square deviations, and we are looking square deviations how it differences with rest of the values. So we are going further, we are looking further, and we can able to understand here with relevant with with the relevant some general formula. If I go to here, general formula like spared deviations and or uh, just deviations, standard deviation. Standard deviation without can we find out where, and without SD with same result in our language. So we'll just try it for so that we can make sure to understand. And after this, we will look at into even further, and we can able to understand range as well as we can find out these values as well. Okay. Now typically you can take same example, square deviations. If I want to find it, what I have to do it. So first take it your salaries here. Your salaries are there. That's good. And these salaries I just want to find out what. And mean salary already we got it, right? So mean and salary. I think early we applied or something. Okay, let's find it. Mean salary on top of mean on top of salaries. Okay, we are getting fine. So we do have two options are there. One is the mean salaries, but how these values are varied. Okay. So for that I have to do it squared deviation, squared and deviation. And here I want to provide here simple way of like finding your salaries. What the salaries are there? Deduct the salaries from mean and salary. Copy paste mean salary. But here I want to utilize my deviations method. So here what I have to do it. So we are just combining and we are finding into squared. For squared we will have cap symbol is there, and here I want to use cap symbol squared. Okay, so this is what square deviations from salary, and just go ahead here and ask it here. Now what we got it, these values. Okay, so these values totally we got it. Okay, but square deviations from the mean, right? But calculate variance using the general formula. So general formula indicate what? Summation of square deviations, like summation of square deviations and sorry, square deviations, first thing. And after that, I want to find out length of what? Salaries minus 1. So this is general formula. It applies. And this minus 1 apply here. Okay. Length of minus 1. And that is about variance salary. Now you'll get it here. You can see. You can see exact value we got it. Okay. So the simple these three letters, but the formula is entire thing is there here. Okay. So first it's a finding square deviations. Okay. And it's calculating sum of the square deviations. It's calculating by length of the squares it's taking, and minus 1 it's also giving for sample. Okay. So this is what sum of square deviations. And first sum of the square deviations and average we are looking. Okay, so length of minus 1 we are looking. This is general approach, but that general approach they are giving across total. Okay, across total, and variance we are calculating. Now what is the standard deviation? So you just calculate whatever you can store it here, something value like here I want to store it into variance salary, like here variance salary. I just want to store it here. Now we do have square root is there, our language. I'm applying square root on top of variance salary, this salary, and this value will get SD. Okay, so SD of salary, same value will get it. That's what square root. So first we are applying, we are not finding directly differences, but we are deducting each value. Okay, we are deducting each value, and we are each value from each mean salary. Okay, we are deducting in the sense we are doing minus from mean from the rest of the each of the salary, and we are squaring first. So that is called squared deviations. So that's why it is called deviation. Okay. So mean first we calculated already, but we are calculating each deviation squared. Okay. So that is what sum of squared. This is what sum of squared. Okay. And here we are calculating length minus 1 by, so that we are getting into sum of squared deviations, okay, from the variance. Now variance also we got it. Once we got variance, you can easily calculate standard deviations. Okay, so we sum the squared deviations and divide by n minus 1. So that's about variance. We take that value and find out the square root of the variance, then we'll get a standard deviation. So that's value indicate SD compared with variance. Okay, so that's the main mechanism. So square root of variance is nothing but standard deviations. Okay, to find out variance, we have to calculate average of the squared deviations from the mean. In general definition, average of the squared deviations from the mean. This is the formula. Formula is what? Formula is nothing but which first to calculate mean. So for that, no need of just they are giving simply 2 letters, 3 letter functions, and we can apply those functions and we can get it. Okay. So to make sure to understand, I explain. To make sure to understand, I clearly explains what things are differences with that value. Now other things also there. We do have range is there. Salary is fine, but can you find out range of salaries? So what is range of salaries? See, range of salaries we are getting into two components, 4,000 and 67,000. Okay. And if I go ahead here, if I create 7 values, by my salary is 7 values, let's say this time 3, 6, right? Okay, 3 is there, 6 is there. Let's make for one more salaries for like 5,000. This time also I want to calculate this range. Okay, range salary. But what we got it here, range salary indicate lowest comma highest. Okay, so across total what we are looking, minimum value we are looking, that is low 4,000, and what is maximum value 67,000. If you observe here, you can see 4,000 is the lowest, this value, and 60,000 is the maximum value. Or shall I ask mean? So mean of salaries. So same thing, or max of salaries. Max of salaries. So we'll get the same content. But min max combination, if you want to get it, then range is better option for the looking data. So when in statistically when it is utilized, let's say simple example like you have marks of the students. Suddenly the management or the teacher they want to look at. So across total you are writing content. Okay, we are getting fine, but can you give me lowest and highest? Okay, so that person can understand some grasp understanding. Okay, so we do have 30 marks lowest and we do have 98 marks highest. So that is also decision making. Okay, it's a simple like lowest and highest, but that is also makes sense of what is the lowest versus highest. That is about range. In a similar way, IQR is also there. Summary statistics also there. So if I want to find out simply IQR, in the same salaries you can take, but here I have to type simply IQR. So IQR indicate interquartile range. So it will give it a interquartile range on top of salaries. So it will give 3,700. Okay. thousand, sorry, 37,000. Okay. So IQR indicate what? Quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Okay. So this is typically indicate third quartile minus second quartile. Okay. Now I would say what is second quartile, what is third quartile? Like simple example, I would say you are taking this data, okay, you are doing into 4 parts. For example, this is the first part, you can typically say, and this is the second part, and this is the third part, and the remaining is fourth part. Okay. Now you are doing further identifying where Q1 comes into picture, that is quartile 1, and this comes into picture, that is quartile 2, but this comes into picture quartile 3. Okay. Okay. Some number. Now, what is the difference between this value, okay, compare with this value? The difference I want to find out. So this difference is nothing but this value. Okay. So this values we are getting like this. It might be lowest. Some numbers are there. Some numbers are there. Okay. And here we will getting quantiles as well. Okay. Like quartiles and quantiles. So you can see quarters also there. Okay. Extract part of data objects. This is different. And if you look at into quantile is there. What is quantile? The quantile indicates salaries, you can give it. And here we can give it comma, or let's try and try it here, question mark, quantile. Now we can look at R related quantile function. So first X probabilities. Okay. Probabilities we have to give it 0, 1, comma 25th percentile. Now typically one example you can pick up or something. Examples they provided or okay. I can see 0.1, 0.5, okay. Like this you can give it quantile and give it salaries here. Salaries I am giving. For props, I just want to find out like 0.25 this value first. 0.75. So just requested. Now, okay, fine. Okay, see, we are getting into these values 75th percentile and 50th percentile. Okay? So 75th percentile and 50th. So that is what this value IQR indicate 75th percentile versus 125th percentile, or first quantile and third quantile. Either way you can call it, but that is the result we have got, quantile. Now, if you want to understand further, you can give it a summary. It is more function and it will provide summary totally. So now we now look at these values, right? Okay. So those values also available here. We can see this value and so this value. So that is what first quartile and this is what third quartile. Similar way, we do have mean is there, we do have minimum is there, we do have maximum is there, we do have median is also there. Now find out mean and salaries. Now I'll get similar way you can see. Of course, rounded digit, but you can see same value. Okay. Now we can find out median and find out salaries. Now we'll get that value median 9,000. Okay. Now, what is minimum maximum? You can ask either way, or you can ask range either way. Salaries, you can go ahead. So that is what 4,000 here and 67,000 here. Or you can go for min on top of salaries and max on top of salaries. So that value is these values. Okay. Now you can see summary is combined more, better way to understand. So we are going individually, separate. So we understand about what is mean, what is median, and what is mode. As a theoretically we understand, as a programmatically hands-on way understand, and we have taken some synthetic or just some real world data like salaries. So and we can able to understand. And in mode perspective also we have been gone through some favorite related sports. So if you typically ask some sample 6 people, let's say you can pick up any 6 people, like either park or some bus stop or maybe some on the street or maybe on the ground, because that's where different people will be available. Okay, different gender available, different ages people are available, so that they are getting proper interest. So in India, most of the people they're telling cricket, so that's why I taken the cricket. But in rest of the world, maybe their data, according to their data also, or provides similar concept for their mode. Okay, so that's about mean, median, mode, and we understand about descriptive statistics, and we understand about all these things. Now we will move ahead further and understanding about what rest of the concept, or still we will move ahead, or we can able to look at even inferential in the next session. So that's about today's entire session for this module. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching all this session. And next session we'll meet up. Thank you.